Hi Flosstube, I'm Rachel, Stitchy Rach on Flosstube and Instagram, and this is a channel about cross stitch because I like cross stitch. Hello everyone, thanks for coming back if you are a returning viewer, or thank you for coming along and seeing what I've got to show if it's your first time here. It's not a very nice day in Kent today. We were promised a really sunny day, but in fact it's really grey and rainy, and just looking out the windows, anyway, it might give me some problems with my lighting because I've only filmed in bright sunshine before, so we'll see how we get on. But I didn't want to put loads of artificial light on and kind of glare everything out. So I'm hoping it's not too dark. It's also throwing my plans for the day into chaos because I was planning to spend the day in the garden. I went to the garden centre yesterday and bought quite a few new plants, and I was going to get them all planted out today, but given what it looks like outside the window, that might be tomorrow's job now. Sorry about my voice. I lost my voice a little bit this week, so it's still a little bit gravelly. Hopefully not too bad. Hopefully it won't. It will last the video, but I'm sorry if it's a little bit off-putting. Hope you've all had a good week. Thank you for everyone that's commented and subscribed and liked. It was really, really nice, and some of you have left really lovely comments. Fairly uneventful week here, as usual. It's always uneventful at the moment, isn't it? We got a new hen. So I don't think I told you, a few weeks ago, one of our hens got taken by the fox. Not sure how. I think it must have been in the morning after they were let out, because it didn't get into the run or the house, but then we just found a pile of feathers, so I think there must have been a fox up a little bit late because our hens are free range anyway. So our hen Batman was taken. We let our children name the hens, so they end up with sometimes quite un-hen-like names, but anyway, Batman was no more. But we got a new hen this week, so everyone's a winner. We got to call it Batman Returns, so that caused a great deal of mirth in our house. It's a black hen, the hen that's called Batman was a black hen, and Batman Returns is also a black hen. The other bit of excitement in this house was one of my children lost a tooth. We've had a few wobbly and fell out. We've had a few. It's not the first tooth to come out in this house, but it did mean that the tooth fairy was called into action. I hate the tooth fairy. Who came up with that stupid tradition? Who came up with the idea of creeping into a child's room at night without waking them up, managing to get your hand under their sleeping head and replace the tooth with a coin? What a stupid tradition. Plus, in this house, the tooth fairy's she gets busy. She's a little unreliable. She'll probably be on some kind of performance plan at work. Yeah. So often my children are like, the tooth fairy hasn't been. And I'm like, oh no. You know, oh, they were very busy. They'll come tonight. So then I have to remind myself to set an alarm on my phone. So unreliable tooth fairy in this house. She did remember the second night, clearly. She got a bit of a kick up the behind from the head tooth fairy. Anyway, so hens and tooth fairies this week. And what else have I done? No FFOs. I've been really... I do want to get another FFO, fully finished object, in the bank. Because it did give me some confidence doing the last one. But I've been so into Maynia and all my starts that any time I'm getting, I want to do the starts. I want to do the starts. So I think perhaps when Maynia is over, I'll get back to doing that. But I have booked myself on a place for a beginner's quilting workshop, which is something I've always wanted to do. I've got to stop touching my nose. Sorry, itchy nose, itchy nose. Something I've always wanted to have a go at, and I have booked myself onto a quilting workshop course for September, so a little way off, but that's exciting, and hopefully it'll help me cut straight. We'll see. I've also watched loads of Flosstube this week, really loads of Flosstube. I don't know where I've found the time. I've been watching it while I've been doing my household jobs, which is when I usually watch Flosstube. So I've watched Pam and Steph's 200th edition of Just Keep Stitching, which is always fantastic. Congratulations, ladies, for reaching that milestone. Michelle over at Mama Loves You GB. Jen Lee at Quirks and Stitches, she has some crazy plans for next year, so go and have a look at her. I've watched Michelle Bendy. I watched Jessie Marie Does Stuff's comeback video after having her baby. I've watched Whistle Stop Stitch's Whip Parade, the recording of should she keep it or should she chuck it. All those are really good fun, so I'd recommend all of those. Right, as I say, I've no FFOs, and because it's Maynia, I've no finishes either. But maybe we should get into what I've been stitching this week. I'm going to have a slurp of tea, and then we'll crack on. I think I'm talking a bit fast today. Am I talking a bit fast? Okay, I'll try and slow down. Right. So the first one I'm going to show you is my Out and About project, which was I've shown you the last couple of weeks. It is Stitchy Halloween, Spooky Halloween by Doreen Jones, exclusively for Lakeside Needlecraft. It was a sale, but it is now available on their website as either a chart or a kit, so I will link them below. Again, I haven't done any evening stitching on this. This is purely what I have achieved, sat in the car, waiting for children at various activities. And I haven't ironed it. And this is where I am. So I can't remember exactly where I was last week, but I have put in that pumpkin at the side of the house. I have done the K and the Y underneath the house. I've done that little skull above the house. This is stitched on 32 count linen in Ember by Crafty Kitten Fabrics, and I will link them below. And it's with the DMC called for threads. So I'm really happy with that one. I think that one's going to go away for a while now because excuse me, I'm going to cough. Because my mania now is mainly whips, and it's a lot of those little Lizzie Kate flippets, and they're good out and about stitching. So pop this one away for probably the rest of May and focus on those little flippets for my out and about stitching. Yeah, really pleased with the progress on that, and hopefully that does encourage those of you that don't stitch out and about to see the progress you can get in a few snatch minutes here and there, particularly if, like me, your life involves a lot of waiting around for other people. You also get loads of questions when you take your stitching out and about. In life before COVID, when we could, you know, sit places with other people, there was a little girl who used to sit on the side at swimming watching her sister, and she used to love coming and looking at my stitching and what I was doing that week, and she used to chat to me about it. She must have been about 8 or 9, and her mum ended up buying her a cross stitch kit for her birthday because she was just so fascinated by it. I never really got to find out what happened with that because then COVID. But she waves to me now. Now we all sit in our cars at swimming. It's a bit sad. Hopefully one day we'll be allowed back in. That'd be nice. Okay, next thing. Okay, so now we are into Maynia, and I'm going to show you these in the order in which I stitched them. Another celebrity. Okay, so the first one I've got to show you is the Dimensions kit I started after I recorded last week. So I started this on Thursday last week. It's Dimensions Gold English Castle, but in my head I call it Scotney Castle because that's where this is, and it's not far away from where I live. I might link Scotney Castle down below in the description box, and you can go and have a look at the pictures if you're not familiar with it. This is the first Dimensions kit I've ever done. I've never done a Dimensions kit before. It's quite, and they're quite different, aren't they? With all the different, how many different strands of floss you need, and whether it's a half stitch or a full stitch. Anyway, so it took me a little bit of organising myself and getting used to. But I've done it with all the things in the kit, so all the threads that came with it, and on the 18 count Ada that came in the kit as well. And this is where I got to. It's not a lot to see, is it? And I might even be showing it to you upside down. I am. I'm showing it to you upside down. That's terrible. There you go. That's the right way up. That's where I got to. And if you look on the picture, because I'm a middle starter usually, it's basically some of this green here and some of these red flowers here is what I've got. So I think that one's going to be with me a while. I don't think that one's going to be finished for next May. Yeah, so that was good fun. And as I say, interesting to do something different. I think I might be the only cross stitcher in the world that hasn't done a dimensions kit before. Okay, so then the next one was a whip. This was one I started Maynia last year. So this was my Friday stitching, and it's Forever and Ever by Cottage Garden Sampling. Is that right? Yeah, Cottage Garden Samplings. I love this. Everyone likes this, don't they? And this was the one that I'd actually managed to get a lot done on last year. I was thinking about my Maynia stitching last year because in May last year we were still doing remote learning. So I was homeschooling. So I don't know how I got any Maynia done. Yeah, to be honest, my memories of that time are not massively clear. I think I blanked a lot of stuff out because, particularly for one of my children, homeschooling was not great, put it that way. But anyway, I got if you go back to my whip parade, I had loads of this one done on the day it was up in Maynia last year. And I've got a bit more done. There's more on the bird. It's got a lot of its chest done, and I did some filling around its head. I really like this. I'd love to spend a bit more time on it. It is on my whip go for a week's stitching this year, so hopefully I'll see some good progress on it. I'm stitching this 1/2 on 36 count. I think it's Picture This plus Dapple. Yes, Picture This plus Dapple with all the called for Weeks Dye Works threads. The fabric isn't the called for, but the threads are. So yeah, a bit more progress on that. So look, I have the full set of these songbirds. I have all 12 of them, and I love them. And I want to stitch all of them. How many years, guys? How many years to stitch all of those with everything else as well? Stitch all the things. So that was Friday. Right, Saturday. Saturday was a new start, and it rained on Saturday. Oh, it's raining a lot. I feel like every day that I can get out in the garden, it rains. It's a conspiracy. All the days that I have to do all the other things and run round, it's lovely, perfect gardening weather. And then the days I can get in the garden, it rains. Anyway, Saturday it rained, but I did take the chance to therefore start this in the afternoon, although then the evening fell apart, so it probably doesn't look like I stitched that much, but I did. Anyway, this is Stacey Nash Primitives House on Pumpkin Hill. I'm trying to avoid the glare. There we go. Love this. Love those white pumpkins. They are brill. Now, I started in a little bit of a weird place because due to all the, as anyone in the UK will know, all the gentle arts shortages there are in the UK, I only had 2 of the colours. So only 4 colours in the chart, but I only had 2 of them. So therefore I had to start on a white pumpkin. So that is where I got to. That is this white pumpkin here. So kind of probably halfway through the white bit of that pumpkin. This is on 32 count charcoal by Zweigart with the called for gentle arts. I know a lot of people don't like dark fabric. I think I've said before, I don't mind. Not I don't mind, I'm quite happy. I quite like stitching on dark fabric. I think this dark, probably 32 count, is as small as I would want to go. I have stitched on quite a dark purple in 36 count. But yeah, it is more challenging to see what you're doing. Although I know some people like seeing the holes. I actually find that makes my eyes go a bit crazy if I put light underneath my fabric. What I like doing is kind of being able to see the weave of the thread, and then I kind of know where to put my needle, if that makes sense. I find loads of light coming up through the holes kind of startles me almost, and I find it very difficult to look at. But that's how I do it. So that was Saturday. You can hear my voice is starting to croak a bit more now because I've been speaking for a while. So then Sunday was this one, Seasons of the Heart Spring by the Blue Flower. This is from the Spring 2021, so this year's Spring Punch Needle and Primitive Stitch magazine, which I get as a digital download. You can do a digital subscription, and if you do a digital subscription, you also get access to the previous 12 months magazines as well. So well worth the money, particularly if you are in the UK, because obviously if you ship the physical one, it the costs start adding up basically. So I have stitched this on Ravenscore in it's a 32 count Belfast by Chromatic Alchemy fabrics. It's kind of a bluey grey colour. Let's see. That's shown pretty true. I've done a bit of the border and started the top of the heart. So a bit of the border and the top of this heart up here. And that's a really nice, fun stitch. So hopefully I'll get back to that one soon. But problem is, you start all these things and you really like them, and then you're like, when am I going to stitch them? I need a plan for when I'm going to stitch them. That's stitched in the Cord 4 DMC. No fancy thread in there. Okay, Monday. Monday was another new start. This was Long Dog Sampler. Let me just find that picture. Long Dog Samplers, Sanssouci. I bought this when it was a mystery sale from so-and-so in the UK. It is now available as a full long dog chart on their website or from your needle workshop. That's that. This is a rather pitiful start on rather a large project, but I got the top corner done. That's shown pretty true. So I don't think you can see the lighter colour properly. So that is a blue. It looks quite white there, but it's a very delicate, see if I put it on my tray, a very delicate kind of bluey, silvery colour. No, I think because the dark blue's washing it out, or maybe if I just show you some of the thread on its own. So the thread on its own looks like, still looking quite washed out. I've dropped it now. But it is, trust me, a very kind of delicate bluey. Oh, that's showing quite good. There. Maybe a little over blue there, but it is a more, yeah, bluey silver colour. So this is another Chromatic Alchemy fabric. It is 32 count Nearus, I think. And the thread is a silk. It is from Thread Pickers, and it's called Sloth. And I will link Chromatic Alchemy and Thread Pickers in the description box below. So that was Monday, my little start on that one. Again, a lot of these are big, and you just think, oh, these are gonna it's gonna be whip mania next year, I think. that one? Oh, right. This is my favourite, my absolute favourite Maynia start so far. This is the one that I didn't want to put down. So this was my Tuesday start, and I did not want to put this away on Tuesday night. This one nearly disrupted the Maynia. I think it partly because it was a whip the next day as well, rather than another new start. But, just all over this. This is Jane Marshall, 1587. This is by Hands Across the Sea. You can get it on their website as a PDF download. I will link it below. This I have stitched. I'll show you where I got to, and then I'll tell you what it's all stitched in and whatnot. See how it shows. Yeah, that's shown really nicely. Okay, so this is stitched on Foxglove. It's from a dyer called Foxglove Lace and Linen, who are quite a new dyer to me. They sell on Instagram, and I will link their Instagram below. It's 36 count clotted cream. It is such a beautiful fabric. It's shown pretty true there today. Just that gorgeous kind of creamy off-white colour. It is like the top of clotted cream. That's exactly what it looks like. And I am not stitching this any of the called for. I did my own conversion from Stash. It's similar to what was called for. I haven't gone like my complete own way, but it is threads that I had in my Stash, Colour and Cotton, and Classic Colourworks. And then I've used one of those Alice in Wonderland needle minders I showed you last week. It's the Cheshire Cat. He's upside down. Let's see if I can turn him around. There you go, from Our Forest Embroidery. Love that. I really want to get back to it. I'm stitching it one strand over two on the 36 count, but I think it looks really good. I think that pink is paler than what's called for, but I actually really like it. I kind of like that it's a little blendy-in-y. I think it's lovely. Anyway, my favourite so far. Desperate to get back to that one. We'll see when I can make that happen, because I do still really want to get that Snoopy blanket and my alphabet cracked on with. I would like them out of the whip pile. Okay, and then the last thing I stitched on this week was yesterday. It was a whip, and if you watched my whip parade, this was the rather sad little start I got in May last year that had 2 stitches in. 2 stitches before yesterday. It is the August Lizzie Kate Yearbook Flip It. That's what it looks like. And from 2 stitches when I picked this up yesterday, I'm here. Woo! It's not bad progress at all. So I had 2 stitches on one of the flower leaves, one of the green leaves. And I got all the rest of that flower done, and the start of the washing line, and the start of the towel, and that really super cute little swimsuit. So I think that's really good progress, and I'm going to keep this. Today is a new start day. So I'm going to keep this as my out and about stitching today, although I don't have a lot of out and about stitching time today. But yeah, really super pleased with the progress. You can get through them very quickly. I know you can see through the back. It's because July is on the back. Flip that charm down. So that's the finish on July, and then just flip over the fabric, and August is on the other side. So that's where I got to with that one. As I say, today is a new start day, so I am going to start Snort Stack by Plum Street Samplers later today, and that will be my stitching for today. Okay. That is all my stitching that I've done this week. I've got a little bit of haul, but first a little bit of Stitchy Kindness. So I know I have shown you some Penelope's pocket project bags. Let me just go grab one. Back. They're these super lovely project bags made by Sarah from Penelope's Pocket. You can see her stamp down there. And I have my Real Comfort piece in there. Anyway, when I first bought my bag from Sarah, she was just doing the bag. She wasn't doing the floss minders I showed you on last week that she had made that went with my partridge in a pear tree. And she'd found some more of this fabric and was going to make some more bags out of it. So she put it on her Instagram. I don't know if they're still available. Go and check out her website and see. And I said, I'd love a floss minder to go with mine, because she wasn't selling them when I bought that bag. And fully intending to pay for it. And in the mail this week, complete surprise, this turned up. So I have thanked her privately as well, but thank you so much, Sarah. It's really kind and lovely thing to do. And it's going to go and sit in my project bag with my project. So thank you very much for that lovely piece of Stitchy Kindness. Very touched by that. Okay, so then haul. What have I bought this week? So, first thing I bought is this chart. I really liked this chart. Phoebe's Forest, I think that's how you say it. I got this it's by the City Stitcher. I have no idea if this is still in print or not. I got it from a D-Stash group on Facebook. But I loved the forest and all the deer. I really like this one of the mummy deer and the baby deer. And also, I like it because I know it says Phoebe's Forest, but one of my children is called Phoebe. And, yeah. So, couldn't pass that one up. Right. Then, sorry, crinkle. I got some threads from the Patchwork Rabbit. So I got Ginger Snap by Gentle Arts because it has come into stock, and that is one of the colours I need for Pumpkin Hill. Although it didn't come till after I'd started Pumpkin Hill. But anyway, so I've now got that, so I'll pop that in the project bag. And I got some Weeks Dye Works Juniper because that's not showing very well. Because the next part of the 12 Days of Christmas on the Bossy Threads is still not showing very well. It's very green. It's a lovely green. That's a bit better. And the background is a dark green, and on the backgrounds of those I've been changing them to a variegated floss. Although it must be said, Juniper is not the most variegated in the world. It's really hard in the UK because there aren't really any bricks and mortar needlework shops. Certainly not any near where I live. You know, that wouldn't take hours and hours and hours to get to. You can't. I know I want a variegated dark green, but I can't just go and look at a wall and pick the one I want. So you end up probably ordering more threads than you need to get something approaching what you want. It's yeah, not ideal to say the least. I'd love some more bricks and mortar shops that I could go and spend all my money, and my husband's probably very glad there are fewer. Okay, and then this is a new to me retailer called Creative Nostalgia, and I found them, I think, through Mama Loves You GB had mentioned them on one of her videos. But they, UK Stitchers, do have some Gentle Arts in stock, and I managed to find some chamomile, which is the other colour I need for my house on Pumpkin Hill. So those two are going in the bag. And obviously, can't have one piece of thread travelling alone. I get lost or sad or lonely. So I also bought from them a Krynic Corder, which I've wanted for a while. But it was there, so got that. To make cord to go around your finishes, because, you know, such a great finisher. I told you, buy all the stuff. Don't use all the stuff, just buy all the stuff. And then they also had some back editions of Just Cross Stitch magazine. So I got a couple of those. I got, this one is June 2016. And this one is December, is it? Yeah, December 2016. And I actually went for these because I love this bird pattern on the front. I think it's called English Birds. And I love it. I love everything about that. I love all the red fabric. I love that massive pheasant. Yeah, he's super. And they do have some... I've never had a Just Cross Stitch magazine before. And they also, these ones also have in the Priscilla and Chelsea and Hands-On Design, their first kind of series they did. Is it Seasons in Chalk, or page 32 it says? Let's have a look, hold on. Yeah, Seasons in Chalk. So that one's got the Santa one, which I quite like that one, he's cute. And then the June one has the summer one, which is page 43 it says. Bear with me. That one. Anyway, so yeah, Create Nostalgia, I'll link them below. They had some interesting things. I think they also have a bricks and mortar shop in Flintshire, which is in kind of Wales. Again, miles from me. I can't get to Wales in a day trip. Well, I could, but it would take like literally all day and would mean getting up early and probably getting home quite late. Anyway, so I got those two as well. I think they had some interesting things in those that I quite like to stitch. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got to show you today. So thank you for bearing with the creaky voice. I'm going to pop all this away and get this edited and start to upload it, and then I'm going to take the dog for a walk in the rain, and then I might get into the greenhouse. I have some potting on to do in the greenhouse. You can do that in the rain. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today. Plans for this week. I have Snort Stack, my new start, later today, but then it is all whips from last Maynia. So next week is going to be more of a progress on whips than new start video. But thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for all your lovely comments. I hope you've enjoyed what I've shown you today. I hope I haven't spoken too quickly, because I feel I've spoken quite quickly and quite croakily. So thanks for bearing with it. And yeah, have a good week, Stitchers. Bye.